Let's get right into it. Number 10. How to negotiate a salary. Studies show that people who don't negotiate their starting salary can miss out on over $500,000 over their lifetime. Most people treat salary negotiation like a hostage situation. They get sweaty, nervous, and end up taking the first offer. But companies expect you to negotiate. They're literally budgeting for it. First rule, never be the first one to mention a number. If they ask about your salary expectations, flip it back. Say something like, "I'd love to hear what you've budgeted for this position." If they push, hit them with, "I'm sure you have a range in mind for someone with my qualifications." When they finally give you a number, most people either accept it or panic. Take a pause. Look thoughtful, even if you're internally doing cartwheels, and say, "I appreciate the offer. Based on my research and experience, I was thinking more in the range of the offered number plus 10 to 20%. Then shut up. Let the silence do the heavy lifting. Most people can't handle silence and will start negotiating against themselves. Never negotiate just salary. Ask about bonuses, work from home days, professional development budgets, and vacation time. Maybe they can't budge on salary, but can give you an extra week of vacation. If they say no to everything, don't threaten to walk away unless you're actually ready to. Instead, ask about performance reviews and future raise opportunities. Get it in writing when they'll revisit your compensation. The worst they can say is no. They're not going to rescind the offer for you asking. And if they do, you just dodged working for someone who punishes basic self-respect. You're not being greedy, you're being professional. Number 9. How to spot a scam email that isn't from a prince. We all know about those Nigerian prince emails, but modern scammers are getting sneakier, pretending to be your bank, Amazon, or even your boss. Let's say you get an email from the Bank of America security team. The first red flag is they're using a Gmail address. Real companies have their own domains, like a bankofamerica.com. Another big red flag is urgency. You have 24 hours to verify your account or it will be terminated. Legitimate companies don't pressure you like a desperate ex texting at 2 a.m. Scammers will include links that look legit. But if you hover your mouse over that link, don't click it, you'll see the real URL is something like www.totallynotstealingyourmoney.ru. Legitimate companies don't send you to weird URLs. They copy the real company's logo, but look closely and you'll usually spot weird spacing, fuzzy images, or formatting that looks like it was done by a drunk squirrel. And the grammar is often terrible. We have noticed suspicious activities in regards of your account. Real companies have entire departments dedicated to not sounding like that. If you're ever unsure about an email, don't click anything. Open a new browser window and go directly to the company's website yourself, or call them using the number on the back of your card, not any number in the email. Your multi-billion-dollar bank doesn't need you to urgently click a sketchy link. That's like Jeff Bezos asking to borrow bus fare. Number 8. How to jumpstart a car. So you're standing there, staring at your dead car, pretending you know what you're doing while secretly Googling how to jump a car battery. You'll need jumper cables and another car with a working battery. Those red and black cables aren't just festive decorations for your trunk. They're your car's defibrillator paddles. People mess this up because they start connecting cables randomly. That's a great way to create your own personal fireworks show. Red cable goes to the positive terminal of the dead battery first. You'll know it's positive because it has a plus sign or is red. Connect the other end of that red cable to the positive terminal of the working battery. For the black cable, connect it to the negative terminal of the working battery. Now, here's the crucial part. The last black clamp does not go to the dead battery's negative terminal. Attach it to an unpainted metal surface on the engine block of the dead car. This grounds the circuit and prevents sparks near a battery that could be leaking flammable gas. Start the working car and let it run for a few minutes. Now, try to start the dead car. If it starts, congrats. You've performed car CPR. Leave it running for at least 15 minutes to let the battery charge. Don't turn it off right away and get stranded again. Once your car is running, remove the cables in the exact reverse order you put them on. The order matters unless you want to star in your own action movie sequel, The Shocker. Number 7. How to parallel park. Parallel parking makes grown adults circle the block 17 times hoping for an easier spot. And when you finally commit, there's always an audience. It's like being on stage, except you're trying not to hit the BMW behind you while someone watches from a coffee shop window. First, pull up next to the car in front of your spot. Line up your back bumper with their back bumper. Now, cut your steering wheel hard to the right and start backing up slowly. When your car is at about a 45-degree angle to the curb, straighten your wheel. Continue backing up straight until the front of your car has cleared the back of the car in front of you. Now, turn your wheel all the way to the left and keep backing up. If you've done it right, you'll slide right in. If you've done it wrong, well, that's what insurance is for. Use your mirrors. Adjust your passenger side mirror down so you can see the curb. It's a legal cheat code. Ignore the honking cars behind you. They are just your personal cheerleading squad. And when you hear that dreaded sound of your tire scraping the curb, that's just your car's way of saying, a little to the left, buddy. Number 6, how to do your taxes. Taxes are that one thing everyone pretends to understand, but secretly Googles in incognito mode. They aren't optional. The IRS doesn't accept "I was too embarrassed to ask" as an excuse. Step 1. Gather all those papers you've been stuffing in random drawers. W-2s from your job, 1099s if you're a freelancer, and anything with numbers that look important. It's like a scavenger hunt where the prize is not going to jail. Step 2. Pick between tax software or a human. If your finances are simple, one job, renting an apartment, tax software like TurboTax or H&R Block is fine. It's like having a boring conversation with a robot that really wants to know about your money. But if you own a business, have investments, or inherited an ostrich farm, get a professional. Step 3. Actually doing it. If you're using software, it's mostly just answering questions. It walks you through everything like you're 5, which is exactly what most of us need. Pro tip: don't lie. The IRS has more data on you than your ex who still stalks your Instagram. If you're getting a refund, it's like finding money in your pants pocket. Except it was your money all along, and the government just held it without paying interest. Tax day is usually April 15th. Mark it on your calendar, set an alarm, tattoo it on your forehead, because the only thing worse than doing your taxes is paying penalties for doing them late. Millions of people figure this out every year. Some of them are definitely dumber than you, so you've got this. Number 5, how to quit a job gracefully. Maybe your boss just asked you to come in on Saturday for the 5th time this month. Or maybe Karen from accounting keeps microwaving fish in the break room. Burning bridges feels amazing for about 5 minutes. Then you realize you need a reference, and suddenly that "take this job and shove it" speech doesn't seem so clever. First, get another job lined up if you can. Nothing feels better than having a safety net when you hand in your notice. Next, write a resignation letter. Keep it short and professional. No need to write a novel about how Dave's constant pen clicking drove you to insanity. Just 3 paragraphs. I'm leaving. Here's my last day. Thanks for the opportunity. Give at least 2 weeks' notice. Yes, even if you'd rather get a root canal than spend another 14 days there, you need to tell your boss face to face. Schedule a meeting. When you have the talk, keep it positive. Even if this job was a waking nightmare, say something like, "I've really learned a lot here, but I found an opportunity that better aligns with my career goals." That sounds way better than, "I'd rather eat glass than spend another day here." In your last 2 weeks, don't mentally check out. Document your work, train your replacement, and don't leave passive-aggressive notes everywhere. On your final day, send a nice goodbye email to your team, then walk out with your head held high, knowing you just quit like a professional. Number 4, how to end a conversation. You're trapped. Your neighbor is telling you about his stamp collection for the 47th time, and you're nodding along like a bobblehead while secretly plotting your escape. Technique 1. The future commitment dodge. Say something like, "Oh shoot, I have to make a call in 5 minutes." You're not lying about having to leave right now. You're just setting up your escape route. Technique 2. The task reminder. Suddenly, remember something you need to do. The key is to make it boring. "Oh man, I just remembered I need to reorganize my sock drawer." Works way better than, "I need to get ice cream." Nobody wants to tag along for sock drawer organization. Technique 3. The bathroom excuse. It's the nuclear option of conversation enders, because nobody will question it. It's a get-out-of-jail-free card that society has collectively agreed to honor, but you can only use it once per conversation. Technique 4. The include and deflect. Bring someone else into the conversation, then slowly back away. "Oh hey Sarah, you'd love hearing about Dave's stamp collection." Then you just fade away while they're distracted. The key to all these is to seem genuinely regretful about leaving, even if inside you're celebrating like you just won the lottery. Number 3. How to tip properly. Here's the lazy person's guide to not looking like a cheapskate. For a standard restaurant bill, move the decimal point 1 spot to the left. That's 10%. Double it, that's 20%. Done. That's your basic tip for good service. If your bill is $47.50, move the decimal left, $4.75. Double it, $9.50. Different services have different unspoken rules. Your hairdresser? 20% minimum. The bartender who just opened a beer? $1 per drink. Pizza delivery guy who drove through a snowstorm? Tip like he just saved your life from certain starvation. Servers remember bad tippers. They have a mental blacklist. Imagine walking into your favorite restaurant and getting the "oh, it's you" treatment because last time you tipped $3 on a $50 bill. And don't be that person who says, "I'll tip you more next time." That's like telling your landlord you'll pay double rent next month. If you can't afford to tip, you can't afford to eat out. In many places, servers make a tipped wage as low as $2.13 an hour. They rely on tips to make a living. The tipping system in America is weird, but trying to protest it by stiffing your server is like protesting high gas prices by yelling at the cashier. You're not fighting the system, you're just being a jerk to someone trying to do their job. Number 2, how to change a smoke detector battery. It's 3 a.m., and your smoke detector starts its dying battery chirp concert, that high-pitched cheep that happens every 30 seconds, always at night. This happens because as temperatures drop, the battery's voltage drops too, finally pushing it over the edge. First, identify which detector is chirping. This is harder than it sounds. They seem to know when you're looking at them and stay silent. Next, get a proper stepladder. Don't balance on a wobbly chair. This isn't a circus act. Most detectors twist off their base with a gentle quarter-turn counterclockwise. You don't need to rip it from the ceiling like you're fighting a facehugger from Alien. Before you do anything, look for a hush or silence button. Pressing it usually buys you about 10 minutes of blessed silence while you work. Change the battery. It's almost always a 9-volt. And pop the detector back on. Also, check the date on the detector itself. They expire after about 10 years. If yours is from 2010, replacing the battery is just putting a Band-Aid on a mummy. It's time for a new one. To avoid this 3 a.m. ritual, just make it a habit to change your smoke detector batteries twice a year, like when the clocks change for daylight saving time. Number 1, how to write an adult email. Your subject line matters. Writing "help" with all capital letters with 3 exclamation marks, or writing "question" with 3 question marks makes you sound like you're sending an SOS from a sinking ship. Keep it short and specific. Meeting request, project update, or question about invoice 123. The greeting is where people go full medieval or sound like they're texting their bestie. "Hey" is too casual for most workplaces. "Dear sir" or "madam" makes you sound like you're writing from the 1800s. The golden rule: match their energy. If they email you with "hi" and your name, use that back. When in doubt, "hello" and their name is your safe middle ground. Don't start with "sorry to bother you" or "I know you're super busy, but..." Get straight to the point. "I'm writing to discuss," or "I'm following up on," and please, stop using emojis in formal work emails. Your boss doesn't need to see a winky face after your budget request. The sign-off is your last chance not to mess up. XOXO is for your mom, not your manager. Cheers works if you're British or in a very casual office. Best regards, sincerely, or a simple "thank you" are your safe bets. And for the love of all things professional, don't use Comic Sans. It's the clown costume of fonts. Stick to something boring like Arial or Times New Roman. Finally, proofread. Nothing says, "I have poor attention to detail," quite like spelling your own name wrong. That's all for today. I'll be making similar videos in the future. Subscribe to see them.